guys, it's Sarah Lewis, and today we are talking about shin splints. A lot of the times we think that when we have shin splints, all we need to do is stretch our lower leg, and generally that may feel good, and it's probably just helping the symptoms and it's not actually giving you any treatment. So what shin splints are is an inflammation to one of the muscles in your lower legs. So we have several, and a lot of them are small, so we don't think about them very often. But it just means that something down there is inflamed, and it can be inflamed because you're running on a different surface or jumping on a different surface, or maybe you've increased the intensity of your runs or workouts or whatever it may be too quickly, and your muscles haven't had time to adapt yet, so they've become inflamed. And when there's inflammation, generally you need to do the RICE treatment, so rest, ice, compression, and elevation. So icing your pain area is a good idea, but also staying off of it and giving it some rest is another good idea. But other than stretching and just doing nothing while you're resting, you can do some foam rolling. So I wanted to show you some foam rolling exercises that you can do for your shin splints. So the first one is, you have your two bones in your lower leg, and we want to go immediately, we want to find the big bone, and we want to go immediately to the side of the big bone with a tennis ball. I would start with a tennis ball before you go to a golf ball, because the tennis ball is going to be a little gentler, and if it's really inflamed and sore, then the tennis ball is going to be a lot less painful than trying to use a golf ball. So what you can do is just flex your foot, and what you're looking for is just the little indentation that shows when your foot is flexed, and that's your muscle. So you may just be looking for a shadow or a little bulge of a muscle, but there should be a little muscle showing up immediately to the side of your tibia bone. Okay, and that muscle is called your anterior tibialis, and is often a cause of shin splints, but it may not be the only muscle that's inflamed down there. So keep an eye on where you see that muscle, and you're going to put the tennis ball right on it. Now again, we're on muscle, we're not on the bone. Okay? So you're just using both hands to compress the area. Okay? And you can just do very little circles. So you're just going to do 4 small circles. Okay? And you can even do circles while you're holding the compression. Okay, then you're going to keep the compression and move the ball up, so maybe a ½ inch or so, 4 more circles. And you can do 2 circles at the ankle in both directions, and then again move it up. Keep pressing down, because ideally you want to give that muscle a deep tissue massage. So you go the 4 circles again, and then you do the 2 circles at the ankle in both directions. Okay, so we're hitting that anterior tibialis muscle that's right on the side of your tibia bone there. So that may be one of the muscles that could be inflamed. So if you're getting pain right there, it's probably that one. And that's pretty common. Or you can do one of your peroneals. So this group of muscles out here on the side of your leg is called your peroneals, and they can get inflamed as well. So if you have lateral shin pain, it still could be called shin splints, because again, it's one of those muscles that's inflamed down there. So if you're getting lateral shin pain, it could be your peroneals. So you can use a tennis ball again on the outside of your lower leg, or you can use a roller. And I have this roller, and that's how I'm going to show you how to roll. So let me just change my position here. Okay, now keep in mind I'm just showing you with a roller. You can buy these little rollers from Trigger Point Therapy, which is tptherapy.com, or you can use a tennis ball, so you don't have to actually buy anything to do this. Okay, so we're hitting the outside muscles on the outside of your leg. Okay, so you're just going to put a little pressure down, as much as you can, as much as what your muscles can tolerate. Okay, don't generate a ton of crazy pain just to say that you got really deep into the muscle. All right, So you're gonna do like an inch worth of rolling 4 times. And then you're gonna give it 2 cross frictions. So you're just gonna shake your leg once and shimmy your leg twice. Okay, and now we roll to a new spot. So it's a little bit higher, but only about 1 inch higher. 3 and 4. Okay, and then you do the cross friction again, 1 and 2. Okay, you're gonna do 4 spots. So you may need to adjust a little bit, so I'm coming up even higher. We do 1 inch roll 4 times. You get the picture here. Okay, and then the cross friction. Sometimes the cross friction can be the absolute worst. It may be the most painful thing that you do. And now we're on our last spot. So think that everything is 4 and 2. So you do 4 rolls, 2 cross frictions, and you repeat that cycle 4 times. Okay, so that's how you can roll and help relieve some of that tenderness and soreness and increase circulation to the area where you may be feeling your pain and getting your shin splints. Now, if you want more ideas on how to use the tennis ball and foam rollers to help roll other areas that may be feeling painful, you can reference my Foam Rolling 101 video. It was a live stream via Facebook, so go to the Mix Fitness page on Facebook and check that out. As always, leave comments and I can help answer questions via the comments, and I will see you next time. Hope that helped.